Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing today? So in my last video I talked about how I moved to a remote role, and in this video I'm going to be talking about some of the resources I used in getting this job from here in Nigeria. But before I dive fully into this video, I just want to put out this disclaimer. I am not a recruiter. I am not an expert in this field. This is something I used and it's worked for me. And then I thought to share with you guys. Nothing else. Please, nobody should come out for me. I am not a recruiter. This is just something I have personally used, and then I can tell you it's worked. So let's get into the video fully. So initially when I started to search for jobs, I didn't know the right words to use in searching for jobs. So I kept using work from home. And then I kept saying work from home jobs, but then they were not jobs that were needed in the location where I was in. So I just see like a job for customer service, for instance, and then they say the person who is supposed to be searching for this job, or the person who is supposed to be applying for this particular role, has to be somewhere in Miami or has to be somewhere in Florida. So it means they actually need someone who is based in the US to get this role. And so I didn't know, because of course I've not done it before. I just did the search and then there was no one to guide me, so I just kept applying for roles, and then I never got invited for an interview, or the recruiters who are good enough to reply just come up with the, oh, we are sorry, we have to move on with someone else, all of those things. And then I always felt I wasn't doing something right. But then what I was doing wrong was I was actually searching for the right job in the wrong location. So one thing you should always consider when you are trying to apply for a remote role is the location where this job is. Some jobs are fully remote, but then they need you to be in a particular location. They need you to be in a particular location to be able to perform on this job. I don't know why it's that, but that is what the company wants. Because if you are saying this job is remote, then I think I should be able to work from anywhere. But no, these companies want you to be in a particular place, probably for, or I don't know if it's for audit purpose or what, I don't really know. But then you need to be in a particular location. Then there are those jobs where you need to be anywhere. In as far as you're able to perform on this role, then you are good to go. So this is the role. This is it the role now? This is where I fall in. I fall into the category of people who work remotely and then can work from anywhere in the world, because your location does not affect your productivity on the job, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so after I understood this part, I started to search, and then I realized that LinkedIn was my best resource. Trust me, over 90% of jobs which are being advertised, especially remote jobs, first appeared on LinkedIn. Most of these companies have a profile on LinkedIn, and then on the job bar on the company's profile, you will always find every available jobs they have in that particular place. So if it's not there, then it means that they are not recruiting at that particular time, or this particular role is no longer available. Most times I've discovered in the course of my job search that I go on LinkedIn to search for a job, and then on LinkedIn I don't see it. But then when I go on Google to one of those job sites, maybe I go on remotely, or I go on We Work Remotely, I see that those jobs are available. And then by the time I open the job description and then I check the date that this job was posted, the job has long expired. So that's the reason why it's no longer showing on LinkedIn. So I don't know if you understand what I mean. So it means that LinkedIn is where you get an up-to-date update on the career page of every company you are trying to look for. So talking about LinkedIn, I'm going to say that the importance of LinkedIn when it comes to job search cannot be overemphasized. LinkedIn is everything you need. LinkedIn is your go-to when it comes to searching for a remote jobs, because I noticed that many companies are now moving remotely. They are living the hybrid phase of their I don't know what word to use, but then they are moving from hybrid to like fully remote, and then they know that most people who are actually able to do this role are not based in the company where this company is located. So I don't know if I'm making sense at this point, but I just want you to know what I'm actually trying to say is you actually need to be on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is where it is happening when it comes to remote jobs. So on LinkedIn, you're able to see the company, you're able to tell if the company is real or false, you're able to see what they've done, you're able to see people who work in the company, you're able to reach out to them and all of those things. Some people can be nice enough to reach back to you when you reach out to them. They respond to your messages and all, and then some people are not kind enough. Don't take it to heart. You don't owe them anything and they don't owe you anything. Giving out information is something someone willingly does and shouldn't be compelled to do. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So LinkedIn is one very important tool. This video is not to talk about LinkedIn, it's just to talk about LinkedIn as a source of it's just to talk about LinkedIn as a source, as a resource to get a remote job. I think I'll do another video on LinkedIn, how you're supposed to make your profile to be attractive for recruiters, and what recruiters are always searching for when it comes to getting a candidate for a job and all of those things. So right now we are just talking about some of the resources I use. So the first one is LinkedIn, and then the second one is Google. I always went on Google because really I didn't know, like I said, I didn't have all of this information, so I was doing it myself. So I didn't know any company that was recruiting remotely. So all I needed to do was just to go on Google search, and then I just input remote jobs worldwide. So I then get a list of different companies that handle recruiting for remote companies. So once I go there, I just check all of those things. Once I see them, I start to apply. So different recruiting companies have, is it recruiting companies now? Different remote advert company. I don't know if that's the right word to use for them, because I don't think they are recruiting for that company, because most times most of these companies have what they use. Like I know for the company I currently work for, they use Greenhouse for their job advertisements and all of that. And then I know another company that use AngelList, and then I know another company that uses Nodesk. So it just depends on the company you're applying to and what agency, if that's the word, I don't really know what agency they are using to recruit. So I go on Google search, like I said, and then I just search for remote jobs worldwide. And then when the list of companies come, I just click on the companies, and then I just go down to the kind of job I'm looking for and all of those things. So once I just see the job I'm looking for, I just try to read the job description. If it's something I fit into, I just try to apply, and then if it's not something I fit into, I just move on to the next available job. Another thing you should know is you need to be truthful to yourself. You cannot be able to do every job you see. Because you are desperate to get a remote job does not necessarily mean that you can actually fit into every roles. You need to be truthful to yourself. You need to tell yourself the truth. You cannot be applying for accounting job. You cannot be applying for an accounts receivable, and then you're also applying for a customer service representative, and you're also applying for an engineering associate because you have experience or you've watched when someone was doing the job. No, you are not able to do all of those jobs because you do not really have what it takes to do the jobs. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people get disqualified in the process, because then this company realizes that you're actually everywhere and then you're nowhere because you're actually not a master in any particular field. So you actually need to know the field you want to apply into. If you want to go into customer service fully, then please let it be customer service. So as a customer service person, you can also work as an account manager, because you've actually had an experience working with customers and all of those things. So you really need to know what exactly you want to do. You need to know the kind of role you are looking for and all. And then once you are sure that this is what you want to do, then you start to apply. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to end the video now. But I just want you to know that there is really nothing you cannot do. All you need to do is to put your heart to it, and then tell yourself that you are going to achieve it no matter what. If other people can do it, then you can actually do it. So in my next video, I'm going to be talking about some of the mistakes we make when we apply for remote jobs. Let me not just bore you too much with my long talk. I'm just going to do another video talking about some of the mistakes we make, especially when it comes to resume, when it comes to resume and all of the stuff you need in applications for roles, some of the errors we need to avoid. Thank you so much for watching. Until I see you in my next one, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Bye.